Uh, uh.
Peugeot.
I'm dead. Those are precise shots.
Streams live. You hear our kick-ass intro music?
Yep, mics are hot.
Alright, time to put the category in.
Talk.
Shows and podcasts.
Oh, I just got the phone notification.
Yeah. Gather round, gather round. Let's go, tribe. Gather round. Are we ready yet? Are we ready? Are we ready? I think we're ready. I think we're ready.
Give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
Almost ready.
Alright, let's do this thing. Where are we at? What are we doing, Roots?
Gather round, everybody. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Ready.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, everybody, to Name This Podcast, Episode 8. Welcome back. Welcome back, tribe. Welcome back. Hello, Spike. Hello, Highball. How are you gentlemen today?
Hello. Good evening, sir.
We're not crazy, but we are the tribe. So, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you, are you excited for this lovely, lovely Saturday night?
Oh, yeah! I can't believe... Oh, yeah, we got guns now.
Oh, God. Oh, why did I give you guys guns? Nope. Note to self, turn down game volume.
Well, we made it to episode 8, so congratulations on that.
Congrats. 2 more and makes it even 10, boys.
Oh my God, we're doing it.
Are we going to last till 10?
We can make it. We can make it to at least 69.
Is there an Oko coming?
Is there a what?
Is there what?
Is there a Yoko?
Yoko Ono?
Yeah. Is there a Yoko coming? Do we have any reason to fear not lasting till episode 10?
Oh, someone to split up the tribe, eh?
Is someone's
I
internet
do.
bill not gonna last until episode 10?
Yeah, just maybe. No, my internet bill's good. It's the electric that's gonna get cut off first.
Speaking of, if anyone would like to donate to Deep Roots Games, there is a button in the Twitch. Just go ahead and click donate, and please give Roots some cash so we can have electricity for the next month.
Yeah, like just a very small, easy donation of $1,000. That's all I need.
That'd be great. We'd really appreciate it.
If I'm gonna be critical here for the next round of bills, that's definitely not gonna cut it.
Oh wow.
Oh
Disturbing
man.
laughter of reality.
Yeah, I'm trying to laugh it off, boys. I don't know about you, but I think I'm doing good so far.
You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
All right. With that being said, gentlemen, gotta ask you.
Also a side note too, if you can't donate, he could use a place to stay the next couple of weeks then.
Yeah. He goes homeless.
Anybody?
I need a high-speed
Cuba?
internet connection. Nope, I need somewhere with a high-speed internet connection.
only adopt Roots if you have high-speed internet.
Anybody? Key West available? Panama?
Oh my goodness. Oh, actually no. Kansas City's really good. They got Google Fiber out there. I'll take that. I'm gonna be selective. I need your Adopt Roots applications. I'll be reviewing them later.
You can adopt this streamer for a low price of 10 grand.
Oh man. So gentlemen, if I may ask you, what are you playing this past week and for the future?
Let's see. This week, well, of course, I've been running it with you guys in the COD. We've been doing pretty damn well, if I don't say so myself, in the Easter eggs of the zombies.
Oh, we beat 9.
Yes.
9. And apparently the developers said that somebody leveled up. The developers of COD have said we will not know why it is called 9 until much later.
Ooh, mystery.
I think
Maybe
that
there's
is
9 maps.
false. Maybe, but I think that is false, and I think we've already figured it out.
Because we so smart.
I think it's called 9 because of the 9 muses, Zeus's daughters,
Oh, yeah.
I do believe. And I believe they would have shown that later in one of the later maps, like you guys have noted, possibly the library.
Yeah, Raffle Waffle figured it out for us. Yeah.
Mr. Raffle Waffles.
Well, technically he didn't, but he did tell us. He shared the news. There was some Reddit users on the subreddit of zombies, I believe, figured that out. But with that being said,
Egg hunters.
anything else you've been playing, Spike?
Yeah, still playing Rocket League. I got an announcement. I'm now in Platinum tier, so you're talking to a Platinum Rocket League member. Please address me as such.
Wow.
And
Champion!
and I've been playing Fallout Shelter, and I've been scrolling past my No Man's Sky application and crying every time I don't play it.
As soon as Deep Roots is no longer on the verge of poor and homelessness, I will purchase that and play it with you. That new update looks very, very fucking delicious.
Oh yeah, little Subnautica underwater one, yeah.
Yes, that looks exciting. I really think Sony should have gave Hello Games a couple more years with that, because if they would have came out with what they have now, that game would be a superstar.
Yeah, oh definitely. So the only other thing is, in the future, I believe the Extinction update for this game is coming out like
Extinction
next week,
hype?
so we'll probably be playing that a little bit as the tribe.
Oh, a little bit. I'm poor. I'm going to be playing that a lot of bit. Because I have a confession to make. Without you guys and zombies, I fucking hate Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
It is. It is fucking.
God.
The base mechanics are okay, but for the most part, it's trash. Like,
You're not having any fun?
God, it's the one reason I left that game was score streaks. When you score enough points, which you don't have to directly fight people for them, you start calling in the rockets and the helicopters and the sniper nests and I joined 3 different games that put me in the middle of a game where people were getting score streaks stomped with rockets, attack helicopters. I joined the game and I'm immediately being hit by snipers nests and attack choppers. I'm like, what? Why would they put me in this? What would make this seem enjoyable? It's not even like I was in a game that it happened to. They just forced me into the middle of that. And after about the 3rd try of joining a server and a game of 3 different game types, I finally said, you know what? Goodbye. And I left that alone.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I left that one alone. It was awful. Moved on.
Yeah, note to all you guys too. I've been playing Blackout today. Do not ever try and scale the cliff sides from the water. It's not a good idea. I was in a game of solo, and I got glitched in the rocks. So don't try scaling the cliff sides. However, I came in 2nd because no one could find me, and I survived until there were 2 people left.
Wow.
But then the collapse came and slaughtered my ass. But before I died, it's like, you know that panhandle on the west coast towards the middle? Like past transit on the beach end?
Sure.
That one panhandle that sticks out there? There's a guy, I had 2 sensor darts, so I threw them out. And there's a guy on that panhandle. Everybody else is moving in from, the east and south and north. Well, I'm the guy at the bottom of the cliffside of the panhandle, just sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to try and climb up to this fucking thing and get this guy. I climbed up for like a second, and then I got stuck. I tried to crouch, prone, wouldn't let me. I tried to run, wouldn't let me. Tried to melee, do all that shit. I had a barricade on me that I tried to put down to see if it would like squeeze me out. Didn't work. I sat there for like a good 3-4 minutes. That guy up there didn't kill anybody. Everybody else died off in the distance. He had to have killed someone. And all of a sudden, here comes some footsteps from behind me. This guy is running along the same path that I was going, and he doesn't even see me. And he just keeps going. I'm like, pop, pop, pop. Gotcha. 3 kills for me. And I couldn't get up. And I sat there just waiting. My sensor darts went out, and the enemy didn't even come to peek over the ledge. And I just sat there. The collapse killed me. It was pitiful. So never try and scale those rocks, ever. It's terrible.
All right, so Highball, I'm assuming you're just been playing the COD, or is there anything else you've been playing?
That's all I got.
All right, so we have everybody playing COD. Myself, I still have to beat, what's that game? Not Inside, no, not Inside, but the Limbo. I need to go back and play that.
Limbo.
I need to finish that.
Limbo.
And yes, The Witcher. I need to beat The Witcher. I thought I was at the end of the game. Apparently that was not the end. And apparently shit went sideways in that game. I thought I was about to defeat the Wild Hunt. Guess what? They stomped a mud hole in our ass. One of our important people died. I'm not going to spoil that. But somebody died. Watch the stream and you'll see. But yeah,
wait,
I hope
Frodo doesn't die. What are you talking about?
I think Dildo Baggins does. Anyways,
yes.
What?
Scoot the camera to the left a little, Roots. Too far.
Oh, you're like 30 seconds behind.
Keep Highball still in the frame, but have the
boom.
That's just a force of habit. He's just used to cutting me out.
Oh, you're cut out.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I got you.
Now never move your face.
Now, I need to beat The Witcher. I'm hoping to beat it this week, and maybe I'll beat Limbo this week. But another one I really want to start up is Dragon Age. I never played it. Spike, did you play Dragon Age?
The old wife played Dragon Age Inquisition, loved it. It's probably one of her best games ever.
Okay, so I gotta play Dragon Age, and also I'm hoping to beat Dragon Quest Builders. Never officially beat it. Really fun game. I'm hyped for the second one. It's coming out in Japan this holiday season at some point, and the US version sometime at the beginning of next year.
Sweet. That'll be. I'll definitely tune in if you stream that. I'd like to watch a little of that.
I hope you purchase it and play with me because there will be multiplayer co-op.
In what? Wait, in what game?
Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Oh, I thought you meant Dragon Age, not Dragon Quest.
No, Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's not. It's
like
I don't know how to.
Right?
Yeah, but looks better and in my eyes plays better. It's not quite as creative as Minecraft, but it's still very creative. The difficulty is with Minecraft, it's way more simplistic, so they're able to make it real easy to create things. In this game, it's like, hey, this is a desk and that's a bed. It's not. It's hard to explain. It's not as vast, but it's still really creative. People build giant houses, pyramids, all sorts of stuff.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll have to maybe check it out. If I can get on sale for like 15, I'd be down for that.
Sad face. Hell no, that's a full
Was it
price
30?
game. No, that's a full price game.
$60?
Dude, you know how many
Yeah.
hours? Wait, you know how many hours I've gotten out of that so far, and I haven't beaten it? I probably have
So
more
it's worth it,
hours.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, watch my stream. I'll
Okay.
play the first one. I'll try and talk about the second one because they've made a lot of improvements. One of the biggest improvements I think they've made with the second one is you can build taller, and they let you swim now. And you could go, I think they said 80 or 100 blocks down. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I really think, and I called it from the beginning. The first one was really a test bed to see if anybody would like it, and when it was a surprise success. I think this second one's the one they really put the time and effort into.
Okay. So I want to take this opportunity real quick to tell anybody watching, this podcast is called Name This Podcast because we don't have a name for it, and we give it to the community. If you want to go ahead and leave suggestions on what you think this podcast should be called, we'll review it and possibly pick it. But yeah, go ahead and drop some in the chat if you think for our podcast. We would love to hear it.
Also, please give us a follow if you enjoy what you see today. If you see it on YouTube, give us a subscribe. What does it hurt? You don't have to pay attention to us, or you never know. You might just like what you see. And on Twitch, we also get together most nights and play. And I also stream other games, single-player stuff and whatnot throughout the week for your enjoyment and a little bit of mine.
All right, let's do it. Topic 1. Who's kicking it off?
Kick off. Highball!
Hello. Highball, you've been chosen.
You have been selected. Topic, please.
Hello?
Enlighten us.
Hello?
Hello.
Alright, so today is Saturday, the 3rd of November. For anybody that follows shooters, classic franchises that have been around for a long time, namely Call of Duty, then those people shall know that it has been exactly 15 years since the very first Call of Duty 1, back in 2003. It's pretty amazing that 15 years have passed, and we've played so many of them that, like, they all meld together because of so much shit that we've done, and especially including zombies and all the amazing campaign stories and such. But along with my bringing up of that topic, I was going to raise the question, as we do almost every week on this podcast, but in your guys' opinion, Root, Spike, and anybody who's watching the chat or following us through the stream, tell us what you think. What would you consider being the best, if not just your favorite Call of Duty out of the entire franchise that is Call of Duty?
Ooh, Call of the Booty.
I've already told you.
Tell us.
I told you. You denied me.
All right, Highball, why don't you kick it off? What's your favorite?
Me personally, I'd have to say it goes back to Call of Duty 3. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember World at War, but I didn't play Call of Duty 2, and I only played a little bit of 1. But Call of Duty 3 I did play all the way through, and I'm pretty sure I remember this. But Call of Duty 3 I would consider my favorite because it is most compelling and dramatic due to the music and the scenario that you're in with the campaign. And, like, it was that one that I loved because of all the trench runs that it made you go through, and especially the one towards the end where you actually have to take the American flag and run it up the hill, going through all the cannon fodder and bombardment, and just the music was just powerful and epic, and you're just running and you're getting concussed from the explosions left and right, you hear the bullets whizzing by, you see NPC soldiers taking down enemies to let you through. And some of the stuff you'd have to do of actually taking down some NPC enemies, but really not much. But it was just that organic, immersive experience I got from Call of Duty 3, whereas I gotten those from World at War and Modern Warfare. And that's where I say, like, my number 2 would be Modern Warfare 1, just because of the story. But if I go break it down like that, then I say all of Modern Warfare was my second favorite Call of Duty, because I wanted to kill Makarov so damn bad. But that's my second.
Yeah,
First, I would really have to say it's Call of Duty 3.
Wait.
A very intense game.
Highball. So all those characters were in earlier Call of Duties?
No.
Like Makarov and
No.
Rick Toffin, and you just said Makarov.
Makarov was in Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah,
he was
Makarov's
the main antagonist of the entire trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah,
you said
Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3. I thought you said Call of Duty 3.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I'm
Call of
saying
Duty
my
3
second
had,
favorite would be the
D-Day and
Modern
all that.
Warfare trilogy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you said the whole trilogy. You got to pick one, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. How I worded it first. If I'm gonna choose Modern Warfare to be my second, I have to say the whole trilogy because that's how it's my favorite. I got to kill Makarov. From beginning to end, it was a compelling story to get Makarov, and you got it. So that has to include all 3. But my number 1 is Call of Duty 3. My number 2 would be the entire Modern Warfare trilogy because, honestly, without 2, you couldn't do 3. Without 1, 2 and 3 wouldn't be as good because you didn't have the backstory to build up towards getting Makarov. Like, it was the chase. That was so great about that trilogy.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I would say the peak, honestly, was Modern Warfare 1, because that sniper mission, Gillies in the Mist.
Oh, Gillies in the Mist.
Everyone.
I mean, one of the most iconic things in all
Ever.
video games. is Gillies in the
Ever.
Mist.
Oh my god. What?
There was
What?
nothing like it until then. That was just unheard. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Gillies
that.
in the Mist. Hell yeah,
man.
Roots. You know
And-
what's up.
And if I gotta be honest, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 really had the best multiplayer maps of all. Nowadays, there's a formula to their maps. Back then, the maps felt like distinct places. Now they all feel like 3-lane highways.
Yeah, that's true.
And honestly, Modern Warfare 1 to me, multiplayer-wise, was the best because they had the least ridiculous score streaks. Yeah, you could call an attack chopper, but that was the most ridiculous thing. Now you could put 3 attack choppers, freaking bombardment, the Threshers, which are high-speed planes that at least the attack chopper you could shoot down. When people have the Thresher jets, you can't even shoot them down and they bomb you. And with the Thresher, it's not even like a lightning strike where you have to target it. They just fucking hit you. So Modern Warfare, Yeah, Modern Warfare 1 to me was the pinnacle of Call of Duty. It was truly lightning in a bottle. It had the best multiplayer, had the best story. I mean, other than Gillies in the Mist, the intro on the first off, the training mission was fun.
Yeah.
There was a whole community of people that were trying to beat best each other's time in the training.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then the boat
Like
mission.
milliseconds.
Oh yeah, and then the boat mission, the first mission was incredible. That was truly, oh God, oh man. Can they just
another thing that sticks out to me from that game is the mission where at the end of it the nuke goes off and you're in the back of the helicopter and you're thinking, oh, everything's fine, and then the helicopter goes down and you wind up dying
shit,
anyway.
yeah. Yeah, oh,
like
man.
we've seen that done in movies and television before, but to see it done in just that way, it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, we got
Yeah.
Skyman in the chat.
Skyman, what's going on, Skyman?
Skyman, we're just talking about Call of Duty right now.
A little bit of Call of Duty.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys which one my favorite is.
Wait, Spike.
What's that?
Honorable mention: Call of Duty Finest Hour, PlayStation. Okay, I'm done. I just gotta say that was a great one. I'm done. I'm moving on.
When I think of the good Call of Duties, obviously Modern Warfare, like 1 and 2 probably are the standouts. But a sleeper hit was Black Ops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like when Black Ops came out and I played the single player. It was all kind of conspiracy theory shit. It was like, Mason, what do the numbers mean, Mason? And like weird brainwashing stuff. And there was like Russians and Cold War. And it was surprisingly like a pretty interesting storyline. And I liked the whole, intrigue and like figuring out what the mystery was. Like who's a double agent, who's not. So for me, probably Black Ops 1 and 2, obviously not 3 because it's got no fucking story. But
what about 4?
1 and 2.
Oh,
Actually,
sorry.
that's what I meant. 4, not 3. Yeah.
4 actually does have a slight story. I started it. It's okay, but it's really, really, really god awful short. I haven't beat it yet. Though. Yeah, is it worth playing? No, not like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Not like Black Ops 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you can count on Call of Duty coming out every single year, so maybe next year will be your favorite. Who knows?
Okay, fun addition to this topic in question. If they continue doing Call of Duty Black Ops, do you think it will be Call of Duty Black Ops 5, or do you think they'll change it up and steer away from no longer proceeding with Call of Duty titles?
I think there'll always be Call of Duty titles, but they'll just adapt it and change it to whatever they need it to be.
The question is, what is the next one? Call of Duty? Have they done one in space yet?
What about a Call of Duty MMO where like it's constantly online?
Oh Jesus!
Well, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is or Infinite Warfare is pretty much in space, so.
Yeah, I never played that one. I played the demo, the beta demo, and it made me want to vomit hot garbage through all of my orifices.
You're playing Battlefront, so you got mixed up.
Nope, I played the beta for Infinite Warfare, whatever the hell that dumb one was. I played it for all of 5 minutes before I wanted to vomit.
Alright, well, anybody else got anything else to say about Call of Duty?
Skyman!
Call of Duty Black Ops 5 will be exactly the same title card, and with the 4 bars that make up the shield and represents 4, they're just going to add a 5th one, so it'll just become a wider shield, so that Black Ops 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will just get wider and wider and wider and wider.
Like, I used to be proud of looking at my shelf and seeing all the Call of Duties lined up there together, up until probably, like, Black Ops 3, and now, like, I kind of look at it and be like, man, those games, they were all kind of the same.
It looks good, but they got you. They got you good.
But hey, we skipped a couple years there, so we got to give ourselves a hand for skipping Infinite Warfare and Infinite blah blah, Advanced Warfighter. Hey, here we go. We got a. Yes, go ahead, Skyman. What you got?
Skyman said, if you had the opportunity to name the next greatest game, what would you name it? So, if you had the opportunity to name the next greatest game, what would you name? Name the next greatest game?
Any genre, any platform.
Would it be crazy if I wanted to name the next greatest game? Holy shit!
I'd probably get away with a curse word.
Probably wouldn't fly, but I'm just saying. Oh man, imagine that everybody's talking about holy shit. Probably wouldn't work, but man, that's a tough one. I guess it would depend. Go ahead, Spike.
What if you just called it the game? Guys, what are you playing? I'm playing the game.
Would it be? So would it be some? Oh man, that made me think of Sword Art Online and that neuro system thing VR they use to where it jacks into your brain and everybody gets stuck in it. Oh my god, what would I name something like that? It's almost like it would have its own console.
Well, Ready Player One, they called the game Oasis. Yeah, that was kind of cool. So what if you called it like Nirvana or something, or like Heaven's Gate?
Bro, I was just thinking, dude, there must be something telepathic because I literally thought that right before you said it. I'm like, Heaven's Gate. Wow, that would be.
Like, yo, are you guys playing Shangri-La? That game is dope as shit. If you don't play Shangri-La, you're missing out, man. Oh my god, Shangri-La's the best.
Ooh, what if you called it like Transcendence? Or something like that.
Boom, there it is. It comes with its own hardware. We inject ads into your brain, so when you leave the game, you have this urge to go buy KFC. Fucking sold.
Wait. I know what the name of the next biggest game ever is. It's called Super Mario Brothers 4: Return of Wario.
Dude, wait, whoa! Do you believe they put the Piranha Plant in the next Smash Bros, but Waluigi can't get a spot? Dude, people have been begging them to put Waluigi in that game for years now.
Assholes! What is wrong with Waluigi?
And they put in the Piranha Plant. The fucking Piranha. They purposely put feet underneath the pipe and put the Piranha Plant from the pipe in the game.
That's funny.
This shows how out of touch game developers are. Between that and between Blizzard, did you see that fucking segue? Between Blizzard,
wait, are you segueing? Hold on.
I totally did. I snuck it in. Highball. How's that for segue, bro? I got it.
It was such a good segue, it was almost like it didn't even happen.
Wait, before we segue, anybody following? If you haven't already, anyone watching, haven't already followed us at @Roots_Games, go ahead and drop us a follow. We would much appreciate it. All right, sorry, Roots, go ahead. The commercial's over.
Also, Skyman really liked Transcendence. He really liked that one. Soul Transcendence, our next game, coming with $2,000 hardware.
And not starring Johnny Depp.
Oh, shots fired. With that being said, and Nintendo disappointing their fans, BlizzCon is happening. It has happened. It is happening. Something like that. They announced a couple things. They announced a new character for Hero of the Storm that looks cool as shit, that summons in a robot to help her.
Who plays that game?
Not too many people, but I like going back to play the new heroes. I really think their characters in that game are fucking awesome. My problem with it is, I don't know what my problem with it is. I'd rather play something like World War III, which is on PC, which I would love to see to come consoles. God help me, that would be great, so I wouldn't have to play this Modern Warfare Battlefield shit that they're releasing now. That being said, Blizzard has done it again with BlizzCon. And they released tons of amazing stuff. A new Warcraft cinematic. They're updating World of Warcraft with the Naga homeland soon, which is amazing. A lot of people might remember Warcraft 3. Hey. I love Warcraft 3. Don't knock Warcraft 3, sir. Warcraft 3 was great, and it's getting a remaster called, I believe, Warcraft 3 Reforged. I could be right or wrong on that. My research is terrible. But they are remastering Warcraft 3. I would love to get my hands on that, although I really want a Warcraft 4. With that being said, they released new footage for World of Warcraft, but at the end of the ceremony, guess what they did yesterday? They ended it with a Diablo announcement, and everybody's been holding on to their pigtails waiting for this one.
Diablo.
Everybody knew it wasn't 4, but they thought, oh man, maybe it could be the Netflix show they're doing or whatever. Well, I wonder, maybe it's the new Druid class for 3, because people still play 3, and they like it. And boom, cinematic. Hey, that cinematic looks pretty good. Oh, fuck, gameplay. Why does this look like a budget Diablo 3? And boom! Diablo 3 Immortal for mobile phones! Made by your favorite Chinese developer. Which is, funny enough, a clone of a game they've already made. So, the developer of that game made another game called like Gods of something or other, but when put side by side, the interface, the graphics, and gameplay style, the skill set and everything looks very similar to what they showed for the Diablo mobile game. So what everybody knows they're going to do is they're going to monetize the shit out of it. They're going to charge you to do everything in the game. And it's really just a clone of something that's already available in China. So,
that sucks.
Disappointed as hell.
Disappointment.
As a 15...
You know what it makes me think of? When they announced the new Command and Conquer, everyone was like, cool. And then they're like, it's for mobile. And everyone's like, what?
Also, as a longtime Command and Conquer fan, as a longtime Blizzard fan, 15 plus years... Warcraft Orcs vs. Humans, Warcraft 2, Tides of Blood, StarCraft 2, slightly Diablo 2, but I've played them all. I have played them all, and I love Blizzard. But after this, I can't support them anymore, fellas. So...
another one. At this point, Roots will never be playing games anymore as he's boycotted every developer out there.
His list is getting narrower and narrower. He goes into stores and there's not even an aisle he can walk down for 2 steps before he has to turn around and say, nope, I can't play those games.
Well, gentlemen, let's face reality. At some point, you have to set a standard. I remember back on every freaking console ever. When you beat a game, it would unlock outfits or big head mode or something like that. And it was not a part of DLC. In Madden, you used to be able to put together a team that you wanted to, called Fantasy Draft, where you would draft players you wanted. But now, that's called Madden Ultimate Team Mode, and you have to buy fucking card packs. And you spend $5-10 a pack, and it takes you 200, 300, 400 packs to get a handful of players you want. Because it's
that cash.
Yeah, because the good players are a 1% chance that you will get them, as shown in the Ultimate Team mode in FIFA. So, yes, I do have to have some standards in my games. That being said, Blizzard has highly disappointed me to the furthest extremes I've been disappointed yet. Yes, my favorite games might be God of War, Mega Man, or Grand Theft Auto, but my favorite developer of all time was definitely Blizzard. And now that has been shot in the dick.
So basically,
guys,
the topic we're throwing out.
Oh, I'm coming. Guys, I'm sad, I'm disappointed. But what franchise, developer, publisher, studio, or game? I know, I wouldn't even say singular game. But what developer, franchise, or publisher, what has ever disappointed you and made you just not want to play a franchise anymore?
I want to go first. Can I go first?
Let's hear it, Highball. When have you been disappointed? And your ass is in my face.
I've spoken about this numerous times in the past 8 episodes. By the way, 8 episodes, guys. And named this podcast. Thank everybody who's tuned in, followed us, and some tweets, messages, and supported us. We appreciate it.
Let's give a shout out to Seek992 in the chat. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Seek?
Thank you for tuning in. But as I was saying, I have brought this up numerous times in our podcast in the past 2 months. My greatest disappointment in any franchise that has let me down so much so to where I thought there could be a possible golden cube in the vastness of the hairy ball that was potential, but then they took it away, and that was Assassin's Creed. They ruined it all. They ruined everything. Every game after Assassin's Creed 3 was lackluster.
Shit.
It was $60 for you to spend a lot of time having fun, but with no goal or end.
No story.
Like, everything up to... Well, here's the funny thing, though. I can actually recall this day very vividly because it was that much of a punch to my gut. It was the day that you, Roots, actually ruined the end of Assassin's Creed 3 for me. And I doubted it so much so that when I got home to play it and complete it, it was that much more unsatisfying because it was true. The fact that Desmond Miles, from the very beginning of Assassin's Creed, was the main character with such mystery behind it, especially in the first Assassin's Creed, that you had no idea. It was like you're walking in a fog the entire game until you get to the end, and you're like, oh my god, this is an answer to something, and then you find out it's not an answer, it's more confusion. But it was just the right temperature. It was just the right amount of curiosity that just kept you interested in the game and made you play the next game, and then the next game, and the next game, because the story was that great that it involved all different parts of culture, all different points in time. And yeah, the cast of characters wasn't great, but Desmond Miles was one of the, if not the greatest character that has been put out in that franchise, if not that kind of platform game, because there was a character. And all it does is escalate it to you wanting some kind of profound reasoning, some kind of justice made for why this story is so strong and so gripping and so compelling, only for you to get to the end of Assassin's Creed 3 after you had just played, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different installments, but still played a part in the story, which was just fine because they all worked together very well, accounting in Brotherhood, which had its problems, but still was okay story-wise. You get to Assassin's Creed 3, Revelations, only to find out the revelation is the fact that Desmond Miles will no longer be involved in the franchise, and that the franchise will carry on the legacy of Assassin's Creed only by one motto, and that is more money, instead of an actual official creed to an assassin guild. The damn disappointment of Assassin's Creed, till this day, has been the fact that they killed off one of their best characters in their franchise,
for nothing,
possibly in the entire history of video games, alongside Snake and Mario, you know, and they ruined it all. It was a damn shame. It was so bad.
Yeah, they definitely, it seems like they didn't plan Assassin's Creed out. I gotta give Highball a big thumbs up on that one, because after 3, that franchise is dead.
To soak up the tears that I have wept over that franchise going downhill. Now, if you don't mind, that's the end of my answer. Seacrest out.
So for me, when I think of disappointment from developers, I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan, if anyone didn't know that already. And when they announced Metal Gear Survive, I was like, oh, it looks like they're gonna take. It looks like they're gonna take their big Metal Gear franchise, milk some more, but have nothing to do with Metal Gear. They're just gonna use the name, and Kojima's never coming back, so we're never gonna get a legitimized Metal Gear whatever. So it's like any Metal Gear games from now on are just gonna be shit and ruin more of my favorite, game name. So yeah, Metal Gear Survive didn't, but watched some gameplay and heard the reviews and just looked like absolute shit.
Hey, wait, time out. What was worse, Metal Gear Survive or that Resident Evil shooter game, first-person shooter they released?
But yeah, I didn't play either of them, but
Raccoon City or whatever they fucking call it.
I think they're both just cash grabs, and we got to be honest about it. Like use the name to make a shit port, whatever, and cash grab.
Dude, Metal Gear Survive, they didn't even put any spit on it. They just went in.
Yeah.
Oh, Metal Gear Survive, what a fuck.
That's a pretty disappointment there.
I agree with that, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Survive. Oh my god. I remember watching gameplay footage of it, and I'm like, man, how come I don't remember the gameplay from Metal Gear being that bad? And it uses the same engine.
Yeah. I'll be honest too. For me, I was a huge Halo fan, and Bungie, could do no wrong with Halo 1, 2, 3. And when they broke off and started to do their own thing, I was like, okay. This could be cool. And they put out Destiny. I'm like, all right, okay, sure. Played the beta. I was like, okay, beta was fun. Bought the game. The game was the beta, and everything else cost money.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my god, yeah.
I was very disappointed with Destiny 1 because, like I said, there was no content unless you paid for more, and I don't know, it just underwhelmed me. So yeah.
I will say, I can attest, Spike is definitely a Halo fan through and through. Although I think ODST was a load of balls. I never got to play Reach. I heard Reach was decent.
Oh, Reach was fun. I liked Reach.
Okay.
I love that ending that they treated you with.
So
Yeah,
with that,
you die no matter what.
with that being said, Destiny 1, if they wouldn't have released the beta like they did, and let's be honest, everybody, we know betas are just glorified demos. Especially when you're Fallout 76 and you're 2 to 3 weeks away from launch and your game sucks big ass. With that being said, so Destiny 1 sucked if you played the beta. And even if you played the beta, their DLC plan sucked. Their pricing sucked. Almost sucked as bad as Evolve's DLC. But their mechanics to the game are really good. The story was mediocre at best. I will say, Destiny 2, the pricing plan sucked. It got better recently because they bundled in Warmind and Osiris with Forsaken, so you don't have to buy those two now. And Forsaken is clearly one of the best DLCs for a shooter ever made in existence. The story is fucking phenomenal. I will say from a gameplay perspective it doesn't change much, but the story is really probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10 by far. I wouldn't put it on Modern Warfare levels, but it's like right below it. The new game modes are fun, but again, I think their pricing sucks. Their DLC pricing sucks. Their microtransactions suck. Luckily, they give you enough in-game for free as far as the Eververse, the little microtransaction store goes, to where I don't think you feel the need to purchase things. Like, I don't feel the need in that game like I'm missing out. I just feel that I got some dances, emotes, custom stuff, and some other people got others. I've almost gotten everything, and I haven't paid a dime for a Bright Ingram in that game. And I don't even play it that much. But I think their future DLC sucks. They're charging like $40 for 2 new raids and like some new legendaries in the future. I think that's fucking awful. I think if you're going to charge... I don't think you should charge more for in-game weapons. And if you're doing new raids, I don't think they should be priced at like $40 or whatever it's priced at.
Yeah, that's way too high.
Yeah, everything sucks! Yeah!
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, $40
Welcome
is...
to the bitch podcast.
Well, $40 is...
Let's name this podcast We Bitch About Stuff.
Well,
I am the table!
I told you guys. I
Skyman
think
in the chat, guys, calls out Mass
Mass
Effect
Effect
3.
Holy shit! Wait, guys, wait. Mass Effect 3 was buggy as shit. I think the game itself was decent, but
The ending is one of the most controversial things in gaming of all time.
I was okay with the ending.
Yeah, see? Highball was fine with it. My
Well-
wife wanted to kill the developers.
Highball. When did you play it though? Did you play it after they quote unquote fixed the ending?
No.
I played it when it first came out. I beat that game in a week and a half. I got
And it wasn't
played
even
the
a-
ending before they
A
touched
fix,
it.
it was an appeasement.
Yeah.
Like I played the original drafted, like finalized ending before they patched it up. Like I got to make my choice between the 3 alternate endings, and I was really happy with that because I was like, "Hey, this didn't go the way I expected it to, and it wasn't shitty. It actually played into a story effect. I didn't mind it. I liked it."
Yeah. See, it's like half and half. Half people are okay, half people hate it, but
I didn't completely
Ultimately-
hate it, but it was disappointing.
still one of the weirdest choices from a developer, in my opinion.
It looked like it was rushed.
Yeah,
No,
I agree with that.
the
Yeah.
real story is that it was all different up until the very end, and the main game director and a couple of the writers broke off without any other like help or foresight from the rest of the team, rewrote the ending without any like word from the rest of the team, and pushed that at like 0 hour. So there was
What?
no time. Like they basically
Yeah.
recon the ending without anyone else, and then
Retcon, not recon.
yeah. So yeah.
Somebody
so,
should have. Hey, somebody should have done some recon on those motherfuckers.
It's pretty much like a group of 10 writers go into a room and they're like, here's the script. All right, thanks for coming. Hey, we're going to stick around and talk to these guys. And as soon as everybody else leaves, here, take this ending. Put that in there. Don't let them know. It was just like that.
Wow.
Casey Hudson. Boo, Casey Hudson. Boo. If you're watching this, Casey Hudson, just know you have a lot of haters.
Haters.
Wow. Why would they do that? Was it
Why did he do that?
That's the dirty game of business. It exists
Because he
in
wanted-
video games. Surprise.
So I was watching Sword Art Online earlier, and one of the characters like was leading a team, and it was all a team effort. And at the end, the guy got greedy. He wanted the last hit to get the loot and to get the bonus experience points, right? To me, that move sounded like, oh, I want everybody to love my ending. And when we look back, everybody's like, holy shit, that guy made a great ending. I think that's what it was, like a power trip almost.
Well, here's the thing about the Mass Effect 3 ending is the fact that it gave you alternate, like multiple choices of how you wanted to end. The original ending wasn't that; it was only one ending. But then they squeezed in multiple different options just to appease all the fans. But yet they still ended up coming back and patching it again just to appease everybody who didn't like it anyways.
Yeah, hey, tell me the story the way you want it. I'm just here to experience it and play through it.
See,
Then
but
I'll
that's
tell
what
you
I
if it
didn't
sucks or
mind
not
about
at the
it.
end.
None of those endings felt forced. They all felt organic. That you could choose to destroy all AI life, or you can decide to fuse AI and organic life, creating a whole new species, or you as Shepard take control of the Reapers, and then Shepard is no longer human, but he will control AI forever. Like, all that was like, hey, this is like choose your own adventure moment, you know? But the only thing, if I could actually pick into how it was not as good as it could have been, was the ending cinematic. The cutscene that you see, that Shepard is still fucking alive, yet even though no matter what choice you made, it still showed Shepard was still alive. Like, that made no fucking sense.
Wasn't if you killed the AI, Tally died too, or something?
Yeah, she was part of the
Yeah.
what do you call them? The things.
And that's why I fused both species to create the hybrid species called Humorgs.
Congratulations.
Or not
Moving
Humorgs.
on to topic number 3.
Número tres.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out to the chat. Anybody in the chat, if you'd like to go ahead and respond to this as well, please go ahead and type it in. We want to hear from you. My topic revolves around the idea of Easter eggs. And yes, I'm talking about the bunny rabbit riding around and dropping them off at Easter. I'm talking about in video games when a developer puts something in as a secret that's not really intentionally supposed to be found. So Easter eggs can range everything from just them putting a name in the game, hidden somewhere secret, or something outside of the boundaries, to crazy Easter eggs like we're doing now in Zombies, where like basically they hide whole quest lines inside of a game. So I guess I want to ask, have you guys ever done any Easter eggs or know good ones?
Hot coffee.
Okay. Hot coffee, yeah.
No, not that that's a no-word.
Did you do hot coffee, or did you just hear about hot coffee?
No, I heard it and saw it, but I didn't physically do it myself.
One thing to note about hot coffee is it couldn't be done in the game unless you had like a hack PC version. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that's kind of like, it got so much hate, and it wasn't even a thing that could legitimately be created by, like, say, an 8-year-old playing it on their console at home.
Yeah, although I don't
funny.
think you should let your 8-year-old play GTA. If you
Yeah, I
do,
don't either.
you have probably failed as a parent.
But hot coffee, in case you don't know in the chat, was a Easter egg in Grand Theft Auto. Which one was it?
That was in San Andreas. That was San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yeah, and where you could basically dry hump a prostitute or something like that, wasn't it?
You basically went on a quote-unquote date with a girl, and at the end she asked if you want to come inside for coffee, and it would cut, black out, and then you would come back to you coming out to your car or whatever.
Yep.
But with hot coffee, it would not black out, and you could see some vague humpage.
Yeah, pretty tame too, but it
The
got a lot of
rock
hate
would
back in the day.
shake, the car would shake and everything. You get the whole effect.
No, this one was indoors. But
Oh.
Yeah.
with that being, well, that's just in every GTA game. But hot coffee was San Andreas, Grove Street when you take over territories and shit. And in that game, San Andreas was the one where you could work out and make your guy buff, or eat a lot and make him chubby. It was probably one of the biggest in terms of scope before GTA 5. But no, one I remember. I don't remember. I think we did it. Didn't we do it? The Megalodon in Battlefield 4? Or 3? 4?
I want to say we did something like that. I don't know if it was the Megalodon, but we did. Yeah, we did an Easter egg in Battlefield.
Battlefield's Megalodon I thought was cool, where you had to have a bunch of people sit out in the water and wait, and then it would come out of the water and just kill everybody.
That's a good one. See, the cool thing about Easter eggs are that they are just random and kind of like funny or exciting, something that's completely different from the normal game.
Call of Duty multiplayer apparently has some Easter egg on the, I believe, frequency map. There's a couple screens where you could vaguely read a couple words, and people have already found out that one of them talks about Strider, one of them talks about Outrider, and one of them everybody believes is a new character, which could be one of the Mason daughters, which is part of the Black Ops 4 story. Apparently she died, but everybody thinks she could be the new Spectre, or just a new character in general. But on frequency, there's 2 spots. Like normally you look at the screen and it will show the character. Like, oh, this is Ruin or this is Battery, and it shows like almost like a dossier of them.
Okay.
But these particular screens are like scrambled, and it only shows a couple words, and if you know about the character, then you're like, oh, I know what character that is.
It's interesting that they put that in multiplayer. They don't normally do that.
Yeah, well, remember, what was it, Black Ops 3 that introduced the characters in multiplayer? Yeah, so Black Ops 3... So, in case you don't know, Black Ops 4 is technically a prequel to 3. So
cool. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like if you notice, Prophet, he is the tech kind of guy. He has both arms. In 3, he's actually missing one. One's like a robotic arm, I believe.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so that's why certain characters aren't there. Some people thought, oh, it's because the characters are too young or this and that. And if you notice, the characters look a little bit younger, honestly. I'd say Ruin and Battery definitely look younger as far as older characters go. But yeah, it's kind of, if you think about it, the characters are kind of geared towards multiplayer because that's where these characters kind of came from. So I understand it. No word on... They said there was going to be new specialists in the game, but as an Easter egg, I think they put that in there. And Overwatch does that too. They put Easter eggs to new maps and new characters by putting posters in game and items. But yeah, do you have any Easter egg experience there, Spike?
Yeah. So when I think about Easter eggs, the thing that jumps to mind right away for me is way back the day in Halo. With Halo, we used to be like, oh, how do we get out of the map? How do we find things that we're not supposed to? And the old thing, we used to be able to shoot a rocket at your foot and jump, and it was called rocket jumping. And you could get to higher places and find secret stuff. And Bungie would always put little Easter eggs in, like maybe there's a little grunt hiding in a closet and like singing a song, and you could only find him if you did, a special thing. Or way back in Halo 1, there was an Easter egg of developer hidden in a room that was basically a sign to his wife or something. It had like a heart and like he said like he loved his wife or something. And I remember doing it. Like you have to go all the way back in the first level and like do something special to get glitched into a room, and then you can see it there. It's just kind of cool to think about, like that's always permanent, it's always hidden there, and if he didn't tell anybody that it was there, it could have been there and no one even knows about it. Like if you go on YouTube and you search Easter eggs, it's pretty cool. Like you get a lot of these YouTube videos that are like the best Easter eggs of all time, and I watch them, and there's just so many of these little things developers hide in their games.
They've been finding Easter eggs like 15, 20 years later in games that developers put in there. And I would like to say, I think rocket jumping originates from Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
I think I was doing rocket jumping in Unreal, yeah. I used to love rocket jumping. When I found out they had that in Halo, I was so excited. I always think stuff like that's fun in games, where you could use things in like ways that maybe not supposed to be used.
Yeah. Skyman in the chat says, when did the use of Easter egg in video games begin? And I know
day one.
For me, I watched Ready Player One, where in that movie they're all about Easter eggs because the developer hides Easter eggs in the Oasis and you have to find them. And they speak to the fact of the game Adventure way back in the 70s had like one of the first Easter eggs of all time in it, where you had to do something really special and basically just showed the name of the developer like where it wasn't supposed to. And so I mean, Easter eggs go all the way back to the very beginning of video games.
Yeah, I can't remember anything in particular, but I remember them finding stuff out in the 80s about certain games. I mean, I remember, I know for a fact, one I used to do was the Mario 3 warp, where you could
Oh
go
yeah,
to,
I remember that.
what was that, the third or fourth stage, and you go on the white block and you hold down, you go behind the stage.
Yep. For
Yeah.
sure.
That was the first one I remember doing myself. No, wait, no. I
That's
could
funny.
go
I
back
didn't even consider it
further.
to be an Easter egg, but now that I think about it, I could call that an Easter egg probably.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember a game called Heretic back in the late 90s. It was a PC shooter in the vein of Doom and Wolfenstein and Duke Nukem. It was in that era. There was a Easter egg that could turn you into a chicken, and you go around killing everything as a chicken. And I also remember Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem was like the king of Easter eggs back then.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That was a great one at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Or no, not the end. It was like right before the end.
My favorite in Duke
There's a whole bunch
Nukem.
of them.
My favorite in Duke Nukem was always going up to the stripper poles and stuff, and he'd always have smart, snarky comments, and
Or like
you know,
taking a piss in the urinals.
yeah, I mean, technically
favorite
those are Easter
egg
eggs.
from Duke Nukem. I think it was Duke Nukem 2. It was where he goes and it's like the level before the last level, I think it was, and you find a room and you blow the wall out inside the room and you find Homer Simpson's desk from the power plant that he works at in the show Simpsons. And there's a box of donuts on it. And I loved that at the time because I was watching The Simpsons at the time and I was like, what the shit is going on here?
You find that one on your own?
Yeah, back then I just was fucking around. I did that with Doom too. You know the kill screen for Doom, right?
Yeah.
You know, you get to shoot George R. Romero's head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Easter egg.
That shit, I fucking stumbled on my own. I thought I broke the game. And it was the guy's fucking head, and I was like, you must shoot my head. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. You win. I'm like, yay! What just happened?
That's like the Mortal Kombat where the guy pops in and goes, Toasty!
Oh yeah, and then you
Yep,
can fight. You can fight. Was it Smoke? Yeah, Smoke.
I don't know if I call that an Easter egg.
Yeah, it was. It was because
Maybe.
nobody knew exactly what it was about, but the whole rumor was if you beat Smoke and do a flawless victory, then you unlock him. See, this is before, at least for me, before getting on the internet and looking things up was a thing. So I personally was never able to do it because he was hard. He was like Scorpion turned up to 10. And that was the big rumor. Oh, you guys know if you make him come out, you say Toasty, you hit select or start and select before he disappears, you fight Smoke. And I only got to fight him was it Reptile or Smoke? It was Smoke. I only got to fight him once. That was the only time I was ever able to hit the button, and I didn't even beat him. He beat me around silly. But yeah. So technically that was an Easter egg. I mean, I just don't remember ever hearing about anybody actually beating him with a flawless victory.
Yeah. Here's a good one. I remember it was Batman Arkham Asylum, the first game, not Arkham City, the first game, and the Easter egg that you find. I forget where it was, but I remember it was very similar to the Duke Nukem one. You blow out a wall in a room, and it opens up, and you see a blueprint on a computer screen that takes up the whole wall, and it's a blueprint for all of Arkham, for all of Gotham City. And what that turned out to be, that was the actual blueprint for Arkham City, the game. And so you actually got to see the future before the game even came out 3 years later. That was a damn good Easter egg. I love that one.
That is a good one.
Then there was another. Do you guys remember the game L.A. Noire?
Yeah.
That really good game, but it didn't get really much recognition. But there was one of the murder cases, one of my favorite ones in the entire game, because I loved all those murder cases. It felt so legit. And it was the silk stocking case, or silk stocking murder, or whatever. And you come across evidence, and you actually find John Marston's hat from Red Dead.
Nice.
It's actually his hat. Like on the inside, it actually says John Marston. Like that is the most truest of true Easter eggs that I can actually ever think of.
Yeah. It's like how
that,
in Last of Us you can find Jack and Daxter dolls on the bed and stuff.
Oh yeah, I seen those in one of the rooms. Yeah, that was cool.
Then like also Dead Rising, where you go to the mini mall and there's a fucking one of the shops at the mini mall in the food court was Jill's something or other, and that's an Easter egg to Jill Valentine.
Yeah, Jill Valentine. Yeah.
Like that was cool. I was like, oh, these guys respect each other. Oh shit.
Well,
like
technically, those two are
their
companies owns those franchises.
Same ones.
I know, but just like
there's
cool
in BioShock, there's an Easter egg where basically the developer put it in there, and it says on there, if you see this, because John didn't do his job, and it's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg if the QA tester could find it or not. And it never did, so it's actually in the game.
Wow.
BioShock 2 had one I thought was pretty badass, and that was the continuity. I love continuity. You know this, guys. And I love that they stuck with the continuity here. The opening of BioShock is one of the most uncanny openings. You wake up in the water after a plane crash, and you have to swim to the fucking island and go down underground, and boom, there begins the game. That is one of the most thoroughly vivid openings to any video game. And so
there's always a lighthouse. There's always a lighthouse.
Always
there's always a girl.
And
that's the line from BioShock.
BioShock 2, you're in there, and there's actually a moment where you're underwater, and you're at the base of the not the base, but you're near the island, the lighthouse, and you see the plane from the first game on a mountain underwater. You actually see the wreckage on it. So it's like, hey, I started right there. Like, I love that continuity. That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, especially multiverse stuff like that.
Ooh,
yeah, for sure.
You remember the Dead Space one? Remember Dead Space? How all the missions, the first letter of each mission spelt the message that you needed to know, because you were looking for Nicole the entire game, and the first letter of all the missions were put together, spelt the sentence in. It was Nicole is dead, and it's like, and then awesome. You find that out later, like, oh,
that's a good one. Anyway, I brought up this topic because we are grinding on the Easter eggs in Call of Duty. So everybody wish us luck. We beat number 9. We're going into Voyage of the Damned, or whatever it's called, Despair. And we'll probably be streaming that. So if you wanted to check us out during the week or whatever, we'll be trying to beat that Easter egg.
Okay.
I want to squeeze one more Easter egg in there. What about Assassin's Creed, where you find the turkey and you do the Konami code and you do left, left, right, right, up, down, down. You turn the fucking turkey into an assassin?
What? I don't remember that one at all.
It was one of the craziest shits I've ever seen, and that was at like the first one. I was like, okay, this is a stupid game, but it made me laugh my ass off so hard. It's like you just wander around when it's you're with Washington, and it's after you beat the Redcoats, I think it was, and then you're at like his base, and you just walk around until you find a turkey, and you hit up, down, left, right, BA, and you hit it on the turkey, and the turkey just pops a cloak and a hood just like the assassins, and he's just awesome. There like just a turkey wearing an assassin.
The best Easter eggs are the funny ones, for sure.
Oh my god.
I gotta look that one up. I don't remember seeing that. Man, how did I miss that?
I had to find that. I heard about it, I went back and played that again, and I was like, oh, this is...
Spike, speaking of... Spike, speaking of Easter eggs, you played Dying Light. Did you see the Mario Easter egg?
I want to say yes. Wasn't it like a block that you had to break and coins came out or something like that?
No, it was a roof chimney that had a Mario pipe, and you could go down it.
Yeah,
cool.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
very cool. Very cool.
Anybody who hasn't already followed us, give us a follow. Tell your friends about us. We are trying to get to 50 followers by December, and we only have less than 30 days to do it. I know I've been slacking a little streaming, but I'm going to beat The Witcher this week, so tune in for that. We're going to beat Voyage of Despair this week, maybe even tonight. Tune into that, and I'm going to get back to Limbo. So if you guys Go ahead and follow. You'll see some games, some game endings, or some gameplay that you might not have played yourself. And go ahead and join us in the chat. Like, subscribe.
I want to thank Skyman for being in the chat, and who else jumped in there? Seek, right? Yeah, Seek992.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining in the chat. Skyman, love the questions. Good questions, by the way.
Thank you very much, guys.
Also, remember, guys, you can submit a name for the podcast, and we will take it into account, and we might name it what you have selected, as we have never had a name for this podcast, and we are looking to name it one day. So go ahead and submit your names either in the chat now, or if you're watching on YouTube, down in the comments below. Guys, any parting words?
It's always a pleasure, Roots. Peace.
Always a pleasure. And there's only one last thing to say about that. Goodbye.